Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So for this one, this is a slow burn. This one is not a fast-paced, crazy court meltdown, judge snaps type video. Can this judge save this child felon?
State of Ohio versus Azell Fuller, case number 23 CR 001404. The defendant is present in open court with their attorney, Conchetta Rogazione. We are set today for a sentencing hearing. On February 12th, the defendant pled guilty by way of information to one count of aggravated robbery with the stipulation that a firearm was used in the commission of the offense. As part of the plea deal, the state dismissed the gun specification. Since then, a pre-sentence report and drug and alcohol assessment has been completed and reviewed. There is a joint recommendation for community control. Due to the seriousness of the offense, though, the state would feel that's appropriate that he does serve 180 days in jail with credit for 51 days, a probation period of 5 years, and also the jail treatment program. Thank you.
Mr. Rogazione.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm also asking this court to find Mr. Fuller amenable to community control sanctions in this matter. He is very young. He's 18 years old. As the court is aware, this case was bound over from the juvenile court. He does have 2 prior juvenile adjudications on his record, but he does not have a lengthy history with the juvenile court. He did not receive a lot of services from the juvenile court during his time on probation with them. He is very remorseful about this situation. The way he expressed it in the pre-sentence report, he recognizes that it was a very dumb decision. He recognizes there could have been a lot more serious consequences, and he is apologetic to the victims in this case. I would ask the court to take all of that into account and to find him amenable to community control sanctions. He recognizes there is a need for consequences. He is prepared to follow any and all orders that this court would make if he is placed on community control. Thank you.
All right, what do you want to tell me, Mr. Fuller?
I just want to say that there's consequences for every action somebody does. Like, you know, I apologize to my community, my family, everybody, this courtroom for the decision I did. You know, I just want to say I'm sorry. It's a lot of stuff that could have happened. It's a lot of stuff that could have happened with this stuff. I'm just scared, you know. I just feel like prison or jail time shouldn't be like a consequence for this, but I just want to get this over with. I just want to move on so I can better myself.
You don't think prison should be a consequence for this?
I mean, with prison, yeah, because like I'm just scared. You know, I'm scared to go to prison and stuff. You know, I've never been there. I don't want to live there. I don't want treatment there.
So tell me what happened with this whole thing.
So just one day, this kid, you know, I met from juvenile.
Who?
I really ain't meet him.
Who?
His name was Gavin.
Okay.
I really don't know too much about him. I just know of him from the juvenile. You know, he found me on Snap. I added him back one day.
Found you what?
On Snapchat. It's a social media website.
Oh, Jesus.
People go on and communicate on. He asked me one day if I wanted to buy some carts off him. I told him I'd get paid because I was working at the time. But then I ended up quitting from that job. I ain't had no money, knowing I had no money. So he asked me if I wanted to buy any cartridges and stuff like that. So one day I hit him up and said, yeah. I was seeing if I can get a front from him. But he tried to overthrow the price on me. You know.
Where'd he get him from?
Where did he get him from?
Uh-huh.
I don't know too much about that.
What do you mean he tried to overcharge you for?
Like, at first we came to an agreement like to pay $100 for some carts, and then he just
For how many?
probably like 10, and then I got in the car, and we had he came to another agreement like he about to charge me $300 for 10. So I was like, no, I'm not about to pay you $300 for no cartridges. So then I just pulled my gun out and robbed him for the carts, and I ain't really had no intentions of robbing them.
Wait a minute. So you robbed a guy who knew you.
Yeah, but I really didn't want. I ain't had the intention to rob. But he came with some other people. He came with some other people. One person was in the front seat with a ski mask on. I didn't get to see him. I thought they were really trying to like get off on me, trying to like rob me and stuff. So I was just really just feeling iffy about.
Did
the
you
whole
have a ski
situation.
mask on?
Huh?
Did you have a ski
No,
mask
I
on?
had no ski mask on.
Okay.
So yeah, I was just feeling iffy about the situation, and then that's when I heard the price. So I was like, no. He gave me a few of the carts already in my hand, so I already have possession of like a few of them. And then just told him to give me the rest of them. I pulled the gun out, just told him to give me the rest of them. I ain't pointing at nobody or nothing. I just pulled it out. Told him to give me the rest of them.
And then where'd you go?
I hid from them because they were trying to search for me for like good like 10.
Who was
15
trying to
minutes.
search for you?
Him
The car?
and his friends trying to search me. Then I ended up like leaving. Like after like I seen like the situation was clear, ended up leaving and yeah, going back to the house I was going back to
Which was where?
in East Lake.
Huh?
In East Lake,
Whose house was that?
girlfriends.
Where were you living at the time?
Well, I was really just living with them, but I was supposed to be living with my mom, but she kicked me
Where?
in Painesville.
But she kicked you out?
Yeah, she kicked me out
Why?
because she didn't want me to be there anymore. Me and her would argue, fight, and yeah.
So where you been living now?
Everywhere. I've been bouncing around. It's been hard for me to find places to stay, feed myself, and yeah.
Where'd you stay last night?
Last night I stayed with my family member cousin. I saw her. They took me in. Yeah. They're
Where at?
Painesville.
Okay. Who else lives with your mom?
My siblings, my father, and that's about it. My younger siblings.
Seen Ernest at all lately?
Ernest,
Your half brother?
father, half brother. No, I haven't seen him. Last time I probably saw him was a month and a half ago. I don't know.
You got an assault in juvenile court about 3 years ago. What was that all about?
They locked me in a room in school, so I was just kind of like panicking because they locked me in the room because
Who locked you in a room?
staff members at Harvey High School.
Okay. And so what happened?
So I tried to get out the room because I figured out they locked me in the room, and then because at first I was just doing my work, and then another student that I was friends with, he was in it was an IP class we were in, and he was in the other hall going crazy over there. So they locked me in the room thinking because they thought I was gonna do the same thing, but I was doing my work. So then next thing you know, I'm telling them like let me out. Like I'm like panicking, having a panic attack. They wouldn't let me out the room, so I just started getting real upset. And then eventually when they came out, let me out, I just started tweaking, like just tripping, like for no reason, and just going off because I just felt like I was just being closed in and just locked in the room. Felt like I couldn't do nothing, so I was just going crazy. And then they let me out, and then we just fighting them in the hallways and stuff. They were trying to
Fighting
grab me.
who?
Teachers and stuff. They were trying to restrain me and do a whole bunch of other stuff, trying to put me back in the room. And I wasn't like trying to I was just like forcing my way out into the hallway so I wouldn't be locked in the room. And I pushed one of them, and then that's how I got the assault.
Why'd they lock you in the room?
Upstairs in Harvey in one of the IEP classrooms. I don't know. There's like another extra room, but nobody goes.
No,
in.
why did they lock you in the room?
Because my friend, he was doing something. They was trying to get him under control, but I was trying to tell them like, just let me out. I wasn't about to do anything. Like I can go somewhere else, be put somewhere else instead of in this classroom, because I felt like I was just panicking. I was just panicking a lot in the classroom, being locked in.
What was the carrying concealed weapon all about?
Because somebody from my, when I went to school one day, somebody had thought mistakenly I was somebody, and they had pulled a gun out on me over there by CVS. I was going to school over there, across the street from CVS at alternative school. Somebody pulled a gun out of me. So me being young at the time, thinking like I should give me a gun. That's why I got a gun.
So you got that charge.
Yeah.
You had 2 violations with that charge, right?
Yeah.
So you got this one when you were still a juvenile, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where'd that gun come from?
In this case,
Uh-huh.
came from a friend. He gave it to me. He just gave it to me, yeah.
Just gave it to you?
Yeah, he gave it to me so I could have it. I asked him for it. He gave it to me. It was really his. I just borrowed it.
What'd you borrow it for?
Like, he just said I could have it eventually. Like, I was just, I don't know why I had one at the point. I really didn't need one. I just had one.
Where's the last place you worked?
KFC, that was September of 2023.
For how long did you work there?
A year and a half.
What were you doing there?
Cooking, dishes, cleaning up. Yeah.
How much were they paying you?
$13 an hour.
Okay. How many hours a week were you working usually?
Probably, say 5 days a week.
So what's going to happen to you?
Excuse me, like, what you mean? By,
What I mean is, what's going to happen to you?
like, if I leave from here, like, in the future, I just want to better myself as a person.
How are you going to do that?
By, like, stop associating myself around people I don't need to be around. Stop, like, doing the drugs everybody else do. Just stop following people. Just live up to my expectations in life. Just, like, try to better myself in many ways, emotionally, physically, mentally. And that's all I want to do. Just trying to get better and move on from this situation and better myself and grow up and become the man that I'm supposed to be. And just prove. I just really want to prove everybody wrong. My family, because I really don't have the support or anything from nobody.
When's the last time that you had any communication with your father?
My father, probably like a week ago.
What's he doing?
Working PCC airfoils.
What about your mother?
My mother work at PCC airfoils as well, and she's a aide for old people. She goes to like old people houses and take care of them and stuff. She's an aide.
What kind of work you plan on doing?
I plan on getting a PCC as well because my aunt works there as well too. My aunt, my uncle, they work at the one in East Lake. I try to have my father and my mother get me into there, but they ain't never never want to help me. They always tell me like I can get the extra support from them and it'll be easier for me to get a job, but they ain't want to help me do it that way. So my aunt said she'll do it for me. I can work with them in the one in East Lake. Her and my uncle and my cousin works there as well. Their son. And
Who's your aunt?
my aunt is Kiana Badley. Her name's Kiana Badley. She's like 39, 38, around that age somewhere. And yeah, she works.
Why don't your mother or father want to help you?
One, me and my mom don't always come into like the right agreement on things. I feel like she just feel like I rebel a lot with a lot of things, but I feel like that's not why. She just don't never want to hear my side on stuff, and she always like wants me like to follow her and her way, and I just ain't like how her way was. And because when I was younger, she was like always like putting her hands on me and stuff. So I always just try to avoid staying from at her house. I ain't never like being at her house. My dad was in prison at the time too. You know, me and her was just fighting, arguing a lot, and I ran away. That's why I started staying with my cousin on the Wego Street off of Prospect. Started staying with them, and they took me in and stuff, and they told me I could stay there whenever I need to, because they knew my little situation I had going on. But my dad, he just really don't want to make my mother mad, so he just stays on her side with things. He talks to me here and there, but he's on her side with like a lot of things, and he just don't want to make her mad, because he knows that she'll yell, scream at him too, so he tries to stay out of it.
What are your siblings doing?
Siblings, all of them work. I got an older brother that work at Avery Dennison. Got an older brother that work at Red Lobster. And
I see one that's 16, one that's 13, and one that's 10.
Yeah, and I got a younger sibling that work at Red Lobster. He's 16, and then I got my little brother. He's in school. My youngest little brother. He's in school. My little sister. She's in school too.
What about Trayvon and Audrey?
Trayvon work at Avery Dennison, and Aubrey works at Red Lobster.
Okay. What do they do at Avery Dennison?
Trayvon, I don't know what he do. I ain't never asked him. I barely see my.
What does Avery Dennison do? What do they make?
I don't know, but I know it's a factory job. I don't know what they make, but I don't never see my brother to ask him like what does he do or anything. So I'm not too much familiar with that.
Did you ever get a driver's license?
I got my temps right now.
When did you get those?
Back in September.
When do you have to take the test?
No, actually August. My bad, but I take the test whenever I can and have the time to. I have to schedule it.
When did you stop working at KFC?
Because they let me go because I have this going on right now, and I was back and forth in and out of jail a lot, so they try to for the violations at the juvenile, I was like, this was last year, so I caught a violation, I got out, and they told me that just because they knew I had court coming back up for this case, they told me that they were just gonna let me go, and when all of this stuff is over with, just come back. But I'm still in the system at KFC.
What's the penalty for a felony 1?
Penalty, 3, 5 years. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that either as much. I don't know the penalty.
You know, in the next 30 seconds, I could send you to prison for between 11 and 16 and a half years.
Yeah, I understand.
So you get out of prison when you're in your 30s. You got 2 felony convictions before you were 18. The 3rd felony committed before you were 18. And this one's a felony 1.
I understand. And I try to move on from the past. I feel like I couldn't because, like, the stuff was going on at home and stuff, you know? Like, I was too busy wandering around trying to figure out where I'm going to sleep at. So I was just in the streets a lot. And I tried a lot to fix myself. And I want to fix myself. And those 2 felonies.
I know your brother Ernest very well. Did you know I know your brother Ernest?
Yeah, I know.
'Cause I've been dealing with Ernest for the last 7, 8 years. Okay? And 7 or 8 years ago, Ernest is saying the same thing to me that you're telling me now.
Yeah, but my brother, he has stuff going on as well, but I don't really get in contact with him. I don't see him. I see him probably like once a month. I don't see him. I don't hear from him. I don't talk to him. My dad don't even talk to him about around me. And I know we have the same last name, and we're.
Why do you think I'm telling you that?
Because you telling me this because you could give me that chance, but I could come back again. You see me again, and it just keep happening and keep happening and happening. Where you give me chances, and you telling me this right now because my brother, that's my brother, and I could possibly do the same thing he did.
Well, I'm telling you that because Ernest had a, your father didn't do him any favors either. Growing up. And his mother certainly didn't do him any favors. The only thing she ever did was steal from him. Okay? But Ernest was telling me the same things you're telling me. Because Ernest wanted to get out of this rat trap he was in. And for a little while he did, but ultimately he didn't. Okay? And I haven't seen him for a few months now. So you wanting to get out of the rut you're in and getting out of it are two different things. It ain't just going to happen magically. Because your problem right now is worse than Ernest's problem. Because you got 2 felonies and now a felony 1. Now, they all want me to put you on probation because of your age, okay? And somewhat because of the circumstances of this offense, but it's still a felony 1. So every time you come back to court, in another court, or in this court, or in another court in another county, first thing that gets looked at is, what do you think?
Felony 1.
Your record. It's the first thing that gets looked at. And the only way that's ever going to change is if you build up some credibility by getting your shit together and doing what you're supposed to do. Because in the short span of your young life, you picked up 3 felonies. Very short span. So, you tell me about, and I don't think you're putting a lot of thought into this. I don't think you're putting much thought at all into this whole situation, okay? Because when do you turn 19? Or are you 19 now?
No, I turn 19 next month.
Okay. You're 19. And it appears that you've gotten no help or guidance from either of your parents. That's the way it appears to me. So when I asked you what you wanted to do, you want to go work for PCC. You don't even know what PCC does. You don't know how much they pay. You don't know how you can advance. You got to think beyond like what you're going to do today and tomorrow, or else you'll just end up treading water. Now, what kind of drugs you used in your life?
Marijuana.
And when's the last time you used that?
Months ago, 4, possibly.
You used it while this case was going on, right?
Huh?
Did you use it while this case was going on?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you do that if you had this case going on?
Stress.
Huh?
Stress.
Okay. So, what was the stress? That you had a criminal case?
Yeah, on top of that, and being just not being around my family, you know.
Huh?
Just trying to find a stable spot to live for myself.
Okay. And once again, your parents aren't helping you out with that, right?
No.
Okay. My strong belief is they're never going to help you out with that. So you get along with your aunt?
Yeah, my aunt, my uncle, and my cousins I'm staying with right now.
Okay. So what does the pot do for you?
Excuse me?
What does the pot do for you?
The pot?
Yeah.
To keep me calm, you know, but I used it other times too where I was just doing stupid stuff.
Okay.
And I knew that I wasn't supposed to be doing it. I still did. I'm around it a lot, so it was hard for me. That's another reason to stop doing it, because I was around it a lot.
Around it where? With your friends?
No, just family members do it. Everybody, just whoever I'm around, do it.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time here, and I'm having trouble thinking of all the real successful pot smokers in life. Most of them are drifting through, not accomplishing much. That's probably not the thing to do to make you successful. Because you're sitting here in the next decade, a decade and a half of your life depends on what I tell you. Right?
Right.
Okay. So is it a good idea for you or anybody else to have somebody else decide where they're going to be for the next decade or decade and a half?
Could you say that again, please?
I said, is it a good idea for you to sit there and let somebody else like me decide where you're going to be for the next 10 to 15 years?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so when will you stop placing yourself in that spot?
Right now.
Huh?
Right now.
Right now. What'd you spend in jail on this case? 51 days, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was it over here or over in juvenile?
In Lake County.
Okay, so what was that like?
Hard.
Huh?
Hard.
What'd you do?
Just working out, you know, just praying a lot, going to Bible study, playing basketball. That's about it.
Would you rather be in there or would you rather be out there?
Out in
Out,
the world.
free.
Free.
Walking out the door.
Free.
Okay. Why?
So I can have time to get myself together and actually move past from this stuff, you know.
So the question is, when you get out there, are you going to stop doing all the stupid shit that puts you in there?
Yes.
I don't know. Are you?
Yes.
I guess that depends how much you want to stay out of that place, right?
Right.
Anything else you want to say?
If I may, Your Honor, I would just like to point out that I think Mr. Fuller has given this situation a lot of thought. He did indicate in his pre-sentence report that he is terrified of going to prison. He does understand that that is what he is facing here. He is very sorry not only to the community but also to the victims. And I also would like to say I think it is very unfortunate that he hasn't had much support from his family, but he is very young and it seems like he's impressionable, and that the guidance of the adult probation department could be beneficial to helping him get on and stay on the right track if this court would give him that opportunity.
These
Thank you.
carts that you were getting, what were those?
Like vapes, like THC cartridges, like vapes. Like,
THC.
you put them like on this like battery and you smoke them and get you high.
What do you smoke it for?
Smoke it for, like I said, just stress, like
To get high.
yeah, to get high.
So the THC and your stupidity got you here, right? It was all over this marijuana crap, right?
Yes.
Another marijuana success story. Just because your family members smoke it and your friends smoke it doesn't mean you should smoke it. It's no excuse. Unless you like this. You like this?
No.
Okay. Mr. Knopf?
Again, Your Honor, the state would just ask for the community control with 180 days in Lake County Jail, 5 years probation. And that's because it was a serious offense. I think Mr. Fuller should at least have one more opportunity due to his age. I would hope it's clear to him now that this is not the juvenile court anymore. This is the adult court, and the consequences are a lot more serious than I've dealt with in the past.
All right, so one of the big problems is now is that you're running around with guns twice now. Right?
Right.
I mean, you're not allowed to have one, but you're doing it anyway. So you don't seem to like, you didn't seem to like to listen to the judge who was across the street on your first two things, right?
Right.
And so now you're over here. So what makes me think that you're gonna listen if I put you on probation to whatever terms I give you? Why would I believe that you're gonna listen to me when you didn't listen over there?
Well, I'll say I'm gonna have to follow up. It's just I got to, cause it's just, my life is on the line with this. Like, can't control what happens with none of this, but I know that I can.
You can't control what?
Just,
What I'm gonna do?
yeah, I can't control that, but I know that I can turn things around and get myself together, my mindset together, on how I think things, react to things. I know I could do a lot of stuff just to stay on the right path.
Well, it depends if you want to, right?
Right.
You hear that? What's that?
Clock.
Bless you. We just sat in silence for 60 seconds. Did that seem like a long time to you?
Yes.
Uncomfortable long time, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. How uncomfortable does 11 to 15 years sound?
Really uncomfortable.
Really uncomfortable. So are you ever going to stop wasting your time?
Yes.
Another minute off your life. Are you ever going to stop wasting your time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and the drug and alcohol evaluation. I read the victim impact statement, such that it is. I've considered all the applicable statutes for whatever those are worth. And I note in the drug and alcohol evaluation that while you were using marijuana, you were using 2 to 3 blunts a day. Is that right?
Yep.
I bet you made great use of that time while you were high. Wasted time. I'm going to adopt the joint recommendation. I'm going to place you on community control for 5 years. You're going to serve 100 days in the jail with credit for 51. The last 30 days, you're going to be in a jail treatment program, and you're going to follow all those recommendations. You're also going to complete the decision points program. Follow all those recommendations. You're going to get a mental health evaluation. Follow all those recommendations. You're to have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. Maintain and obtain full employment. Get a valid driver's license. And pay the costs and supervision fees. Ms. Knaus, any other terms?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You understand the terms?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't? Oh, I'm sorry. No contact with the victims in this case at all, any of them. Or don't have anybody else get in contact with them. You know why that is?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. The reason is that you held them up. So they're probably a little scared of you coming back with a gun. Okay, that's one reason. The second reason is you associate yourself with people who are doing something illegal, then you're going to be in the box again. So no contact with any of the three of them, or anybody else they know, or don't have anybody get in contact with them. Got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions about any of these terms?
No, Your Honor.
If you fail to comply with the terms, then the state's going to file a motion to terminate your community control. And if I find you violated, then I'll terminate you, and you face 11 to 16 and a half years in prison on this case. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And I don't know that I've ever seen a recommendation coming from the state on a felony one that's been probation, ever. So if you go to prison as a result of this, then when you get out of prison, you'll be put on post-release control for 5 years under the parole authority. Then you'll have to listen to them as to what, if you don't listen to them either, then they could send you right back to prison for 9 months for each of your violations, up to 1/2 of my sentence. So another 5.5 years. If your violation is a new felony, then in addition to getting prosecuted for that new felony, you could get another prison sentence, which would be consecutive to that one for that violation. And that sentence would be either 12 months or the time you have left under post-release control, whichever is more. So you're either going to get your act together starting before, a couple weeks before, a month before your 19th birthday, or you risk going to prison till you're 35 or 40. So you figure out which way you want to live, okay? Hasn't worked out so well for your father because he's been in and out, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm sure you know a bunch of people out there that have been to prison. Doesn't seem like a good option, but you figure out how you want to live your life, because ultimately it's up to you. There's no excuses anymore. Anything else, Mr. Knopf?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Gazione?
I would just ask that bond be released.
It's released. All right,
Nothing
we're
further.
adjourned.
Thank you.
All rise.